Good evening and welcome to another World of Warships video with Darkwing Glacier. In this game I'm taking out my Tier VIII British Battleship, the Monarch, and I am unfortunately stuck with Tier X matchmaking, but we'll see if we can do some damage in this thing. So I start off the battle by following our Lo Yang, who is going towards the sea capture, and it looks like we have a Minotaur who's also heading in that direction, which will be our cruiser support. And I thought I was going to have the Richelieu, the Tier 8 French battleship, supporting us as well, but it looks like he's going in a different direction. And of course at the last minute I realized that we're about to ram, so I cut my engine, and hopefully we're not going to collide here. And it's going to be close, but it looks like I successfully avoided running into my teammate. So now there's a Z-46, the German Tier 9, I believe, destroyer, so I take some shots at him, but of course I don't give him enough lead. Looks like there's a New Orleans there. There's also an Edinburgh, and it looks like we have some battleships that are still a ways off, but are approaching in this direction. So if it's just me and the Lo Yang, because it looks like the Minotaur is abandoning us as well, looks like we're going to get overwhelmed here. But fortunately, the Lo Yang hits these Z-46 with a torpedo, and that evens the odds a little bit. Maybe it'll give him a chance to survive, but he's still coming off on the coming off worse, and there he goes. The Lo Yang goes down. I have no spotting at all, but fortunately, one of my last shells fired at the Z-46 takes him out, and I get the kill. Don't quite get first blood there because the looks like the other team got it first when they killed the Lo Yang. So now I open up on the New Orleans. He's showing a good amount of broadside, so I switch to AP, which is not very common for British battleship drivers to do. They're usually just focusing on the HE spam and doing what they can to cause as many fires as possible, given the high fire chance provided by British battleships. But this New Orleans is still giving me lots of broadside, and it looks like he's slowing down, so I adjust my aim accordingly. Fire a pair of shots with my turrets 1 and 3. Unfortunately, that's a disappointing dispersion there. I only get 1 overpen, despite the fact that he's essentially not moving. And that's better. I get a Citadel for 11,900 points. And he's starting to accelerate again, so I give him a little bit more lead. But it looks like he's going to get killed by one of my teammates here, and now he looks like he's outrunning my my shells. So the Minotaur is firing on him, and he looks like he's doing most of the damage, but now 2 of my shells come in, and I don't quite get the kill. It ends up going to the Minotaur. So I spot the Edinburgh over here, and fortunately I was good at predicting where he was going to be. Take some shots at him. He's showing full broadside now. And 1 Citadel, 2 Citadels, and devastating strike. That's kill number 2. So I begin a turn to starboard here, because it looks like if I keep going in that direction, I'm just going to be taken almost completely out of the battle. There is a North Carolina in the sea cap that I will probably target next, but I gotta wait for my turrets to swing around. They are notoriously slow, like many high-tier battleships, or any battleships are really. And there's the enemy Minotaur, and they also have a Richelieu of their own going into the sea cap. So with me and the Minotaur over here, we don't have really the force to fight them off. We do have our Richelieu as well, but I'm not sure how much he's contributing on this side, or if he's focusing on the B cap. So I line up on the enemy Richelieu, who's showing me a good amount of broadside, but at this range I continue to use HE. So out of the 3 Citadels we've gotten so far, both on cruisers, 1 on the New Orleans and 2 on the Edinburgh, I used AP, which is not to be neglected in these British battleships. It's still pretty good. It's good enough to delete cruisers if they show you enough broadside. So now I come under fire from the North Carolina, and I line up on him. Looks like our Minotaur got some torpedoes in his direction, so hopefully that'll weaken him a bit. But the North Carolina, like the Monarch, has very good concealment. So I'm able to set the North Carolina on fire, and he's turning away. He's probably going to evade most of the torpedoes. Probably will take one, maybe two. Probably just one. So at this point, I'm trying to wait to see if that Minotaur is going to come out of the smoke so I can get a nice shot off on him. Or maybe I'll get the Richelieu when he comes out from behind that island over there. Looking at the score right now, we are well ahead of the enemy team, where we got over 600 points to their 135. We are up 5 ships to 1. So first now the North Carolina comes out of concealment, and I'm able to fire HE at him, and looks like they've probably fired a little bit short. The Richelieu looks like he's just parked behind that island there. He's probably just bow tanking, as ships like the Richelieu and the Dunkirk tend to do. That Minotaur is now focusing on me. For the few seconds that I was detected, he's still hiding in the smoke. And our own Minotaur is launching some torpedoes, probably trying to get the North Carolina from behind. Now it looks like the North Carolina has come out through the gap between the islands by the sea cap. That Lo Yang is causing some problems to our Harakaze. Our Harakaze's outgunned, has less health, so I fire some shells, hopefully to support him and maybe at least give something the Lo Yang to think about. And I do. I take out one of his torpedoes and deliver some damage as well. Harakaze's torpedoes miss, the Lo Yang's torpedoes don't, and we lose the Harakaze. So now we are without destroyers, but we still do have a 5-2 advantage in ships. Now the Minotaur comes out of detection, so I fire to support our Minotaur. It looks like they're about evenly matched, but then, just like that, their Minotaur comes out on top. Ours was showing way too much broadside, and even though he had something like 20,000 health left, Minotaur just basically took him down in one shot. Now the Richelieu is coming out of his hiding spot, and he's advancing, which is kind of questionable because he was well protected on the flank. Now he's giving me a lot of broadside. So I load up the AP again, see if I can do some damage here. I get 5 hits and I do almost 15,000 damage. I mean, the range is close, only about 8 kilometers away, but that was definitely punishment there. Even though I didn't deliver a citadel, I did just as well, might have, given the fact that all the damage I did. So the North Carolina is in trouble, and he's behind this island, so I'm going to try to wait until he comes out the other side before I fire. I still have AP loaded. And let's see where the bow is. So I launch my spotter plane to get a better angle. Fire my AP. And, horrible dispersion there. I got, what was that, 1 or 2 shells short, and all the rest went long. That vertical dispersion was just a killer in that one. It's very frustrating when you fire what's essentially you give them the exact right amount of lead, and then the dispersion just kind of screws you and you get nothing out of it. So now the enemy team is down to 3 ships left. We're at almost 800 points to their 165, so it's kind of a foregone conclusion that we're going to win this game. But so it's just up to us to do the mopping up. Looks like the Des Moines and the Lo Yang at the B cap are apparently doing a face-off. Neither one of which wants to stick his nose out, or, well, since they're kind of stern to stern, neither one wants to stick his butt out and get it kicked. So the Lo Yang is basically hidden up against that island. wait until I come out from behind the island and fire some shots. And looks like I'll damage him at least. Not quite kill him. The Des Moines should have a shot on him now. I'm not sure why he's not firing. Maybe the angle isn't quite from what I can see here. But in about 6 seconds, my shots will be ready, and I'll be able to finish off this guy. Shots out. And goodbye, Loyang. It's kill number 3. 2 ships left. I kick off my repair party to get myself ready to face off against this Montana, who looks like he's rammed that island there, or at least he's just kind of hiding behind it. He's not in a very good position to maneuver. In the meantime, the Minotaur is on my right side. My turrets are pointed the wrong way, but I'll deal with the Minotaur soon enough. Take a shot at the Montana. Set a fire, 3 hits, but I don't quite kill him. Looks like the Montana did ram the island, and now he's trying to reverse, but he's still in a terrible position. He's protected from most of our team. I'm probably the only one who has a good shot on him right now. But still, he's just not. He's in an unenviable position at this point. So he lines up his turrets at me, takes a shot, but then so do I. I have my AP loaded this time. And I get 2 bounces. So, well, he's angled, so that's the excuse there. I don't fault my AP on that. I really fault or rather, I give credit to the Montana driver for being able to angle enough to evade my shots. I still have AP loaded, which was probably not the smartest thing to do, so I'm going to switch to HE for the next shot. My health has gone way down. I've taken a little bit too much from the Montana and from the Minotaur, who continues to harass me from my starboard quarter. Should be able to take out the Montana on this shot, unless one of my teammates takes him out first. Shots out. And there we go, that's kill number 4. Alright, so we're at 913 points. There's 1 enemy ship left. He's my last chance to get a Kraken. He's hiding in the smoke there. And since our points are climbing up fast, I don't have a lot of time to do this. I switch to AP, fire blindly into the smoke. I get an incapacitation and 1 hit, which is not enough to kill him. But at some point, this Minotaur is going to have to abandon his smoke, because the Richelieu is probably going to come up from behind and detect him if he keeps on firing. And in any event, he doesn't have any targets at this point, because he has no one to spot for him. So I try to continue to close the range, but give my guns enough, but I angle enough so that my guns, all 3, can have a chance of shooting him. And if he pops out, I will blow him out of the water. And there he is. He's only got 2,200 points left. Let's see if my reaction time is fast enough and none of my teammates take this from me. And I get the kill and the Kraken. Now, I originally thought the Monarch was kind of a pain in the butt, because it wasn't exactly the most powerful ship, but this time luck went my way. So 4 citadels, 5 kills, come in first place, and I should be getting the Lion soon, so that'll be fun to take out and see how it compares to the Monarch. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.